are voting in a similar manner, driven by the same objectives. I need us to address those technical issues because they're important. Senator Chergay asked about false affidavits and the implications. Is there a possibility that this affidavit would therefore be legally and procedural?
Senator Kamar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have just one simple question to the witness. He says he clearly did not want to vote against the governor. Why didn't you vote a strong no?
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Keegan has been in this Senate before over similar proceedings, and knowing his good name and reputation, he's going to come again and again. Katwa, Parliament, the way Parliament works, even the Speaker has no idea how many members, if he was to ask them to stand, have stood. He then asks the Sergeant at Arms to confirm how many members are standing. Having taken over the power of the Speaker in Kericho illegally, how did you know that 18 MCAs were standing? Something which is clearly against the standing orders, and you want us to make a decision on impeachment based on that either misconduct or misunderstanding. Is it not, Council Kigwa, the case of garbage in, garbage out? You want the Senate to be known for being an institution that uses garbage to produce garbage decisions? My second issue is on the witness. Paul B., when he stood in that video and shouted, "I abstain," we agree. But that only obtains during division on manual voting. That's when you stand and shout one way or the other. So how do you want that shouting to count during electronic voting, where the voting is not by shouting the way Paul B. was shouting?
Witness, you may now proceed to respond to those concerns.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will start responding from what Senator Okech Eddie have asked me about why I didn't want to vote yes to impeach the governor on the allegations or the lead grounds. I contributed in the floor of the House and we dispensed. I personally negated the impeachment motion on one ground, that Honorable Rogoin, the mover of the motion, spoke lie on my word, on something I knew. And that's why I said all these other things will be negated because you have said something I personally knew. Number two, we discussed about these things. I'm lucky to have been a member to the FLOCA committee formed. I'm a member of Environment, so it was a joint committee between Environment and Water. And we visited all the projects initiated by FLOCA. And before the motion or the report on FLOCA and FCDP was tabled before the floor of the House, the impeachment motion was already brought, a notice of motion was already brought containing the allegations in the FLOCA report and FCDP report, which has not yet been tabled in the floor of the House. And it's captured in the motion. So I personally saw some kind of malicious being in that assembly, just like I said before. I knew the operations of that assembly. So I understood that the vote was predetermined and the system was even preset. So I hope Eddie, my good friend, I have answered. My mentor, sorry. Honorable Danson Mungatana asked a question, but the question was directed to council. But Mr. Speaker, you can allow me touch on this, saying on the chronology of events and what has happened before, happened before in our assembly. Way back, and all the members knew about this thing. That has happened before, so we know. And you can allow me to say this, and it will explain much of these questions I'm going to answer. When we were elected and came to the assembly, there were election of the leadership position, majority leader, chief whip, and we had wrangles. We were appearing on television almost every now and then because of poor leadership in the house. In fact, it reached a point where we came to the Arambe House, the office of the Deputy President, to discuss about the numbers, since the Speaker announced that the majority leader, Honorable Paul Chirchir Tarimbo, is elected by anonymous. And the members who elected Tarimbo were 7 out of 43. So we were at 6 who never elected. We came, and I'm lucky that Honorable Veronica Maina is seated here in this house. She was the presiding officer doing the 8 count to confirm whether that vote was true or wrong. So we know our assembly. Later on November last year, Deputy Speaker was impeached in the floor of the House with less than 30 members, 29 members. So we understand the dynamics in that House. So we know the history. So that's why we opted never to press any button, so that we build our case, so that you, the upper house, the house we respect so much, could help us determine this case. Honorable Chirargei, my neighbor, I'm a Kipsigis, and I've seen Okia Omtata is a Catholic by faith. I'm a staunch Catholic believer, and I don't speak lies. I'm a secretary in my church. My local church must be the Catholic Church. And I'm a strong believer, so I don't lie. So when I took the oath, in fact, I was afraid when some honorable members here, or the witnesses here, speak lies without blinking their eyes. Then I was wondering, if this is if a person can stand here taking an oath and continuing even to say that I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, of which I was confirming now, then if the Senate could forgive that person, even if the voters could forgive that person, if the people in the public could forgive that person, isn't that a blasphemy? So I personally, I don't want to speak lies. I'm speaking the truth, and that's why I know. So, Honorable Chirargei, for avoidance of doubt, I'm speaking the truth. To Tapita, I hope I've answered your question, because we never voted. If now that we never touched, in fact, if the whole clip can be shown there, it can show that I personally, I had no phone. In fact, I was raising my hands for avoidance of doubt. If they can play there, I was raising my hands. But again, my vote was captured that I voted yes. So it beats logic. Suppose now I had gone to the gadget and pressed yes on already manipulated votes. I don't know. So we intentionally avoided because we understand the malice, we understood the malice in the house. Senator to Senator, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, saying that we signed an affidavit, numerous persons to sign an affidavit is in order. I think this is the second time I'm signing an affidavit with more than one person. We have an affidavit of land case issues, and we were signing more than 4 family members. So I don't know whether this is illegal when it comes to the impeachment of governor. or is it because that one I signed, and we signed as a team. So this one, we had a common cause, and the common cause is the introduction of new voting machine through new voting through electronic voting. Sorry. Muku Richa said it's like you were prepared, you were filled with fear. In our county assembly, we have people who are active on social media. And when they post anything, we don't take it for granted. And you can allow me to say this. Somebody once said that when a blind person, okay, and I'm sorry, when a blind person tells you that he is going to throw a stone to you, don't ignore. Because she or he will not get time to look for the stone. He must be stepping on the stone. Now, when the members, Tarimbo, I think, Paul Chirchir, said in the floor of the House that out of the 18 members who were in the governor's camp are going to vote yes to this impeachment. Then we knew these are cooked results, it's already rigged. In fact, he has a determination even before we start voting, before he started voting. So we know our house. So there are people who gives us information in that house even before it's brought to the floor of the house. I don't know if there is a question. Yeah, pardon?
Proceed, witness. You're done?
Okay, that day we were...
Honorable senators, don't engage the witness directly. If your issue has not been addressed, you capture the attention of the chair.
Okay.
Witness, if you're done, you can yield
that
so that we make progress.
Okay, thank you. That day, we were 47 members in the House, all of us. But 18 of us never voted.
Laura, I'll take two. Senator Christo Lasigi.
Oh yes, sorry. With your permission. And your
Just hold on, take these ones. You will add to whatever you want to say.
Thank you.
Who is that engaging the witness directly? Honorable senators, you know the rules here. You may proceed, Senator Sig.
Thank you very much, Speaker. My question is to the witness. The sitting in question here today is on the 15th of the month. I want to know from the witness, since the 15th, have the County Assembly sat for any other sittings, any other sessions? And part B of that is, have there been any votes taken if there have been any other sessions after the 15th? Chair, the reason I ask is because if the answer is yes, then are we to believe that all of the preceding sittings and votings that have happened through this electronic voting system should even be put into focus as something to be reviewed? Because if they are manipulatable on the 15th, then they're still manipulatable thereafter. And therefore, should we believe as the Senate, is it your evidence that it is manipulatable on the 15th, and therefore everything after that should also be reviewed as manipulatable or as preset or as predetermined, as you put it in your words? Thank you.
Senator Beatrice Ogola.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Back to this same issue of not voting. Honorable Member, you are a representative of the people.
Yes.
And you oversight on their behalf. Why would you, as a representative of your people, not take a position on a topical issue that affects them? And after this, are you still comfortable representing them?
Senator Veronica.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And just for clarity, because I was mentioned, but not in bad light, the incidents of reconciliation of the county happened long before these proceedings. Honorable Speaker, I want to know from the witness how the impeachment proceedings ended. Was there any commotion? Because there is a trending video on social media showing a lady, maybe an honorable MCA woman representative, who was floored down. She's in a navy blue dress. Did it end in commotion or it ended peacefully, the impeachment and the voting process?
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question to the MCA is very simple. You sit in the Kericho County Assembly and you approve budgets. I wonder how much was spent in purchasing the electronic voting system, if indeed it was introduced there by the Speaker. I'm sure I was scanning through the ICT report and I see that it was procured and it is hosted out of the country. Simply by getting the .co.ke domain, there is money which has to be spent. Yes. So how much was spent to be able to purchase that electronic voting system? Thank you.
Senator Wambo.
Mr. Speaker, I want to request the witness to look me straight in the eyes. They call me bishop in this house, and I've heard you say that you are a staunch Catholic.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
So you brought the name of God here.
Yes.
In the name of God and in the name of the people of this country, did you vote or did you not vote?
Senator Abbas.
Honorable Speaker, to the witness, one thing I want to ask is, of the 18 members that did not vote, and you all abstained, what has forced you to abstain, all of you? Were you in the assembly? So why, how comes that you have not, any of you have not said nay? Were you obstructed to vote, to say nay or yes? Have you been obstructed? Was there any obstruction to refuse you to vote? Were you forced not to vote? No. So why did you abstain, all of you? And if you abstain, according to the records that we have here of the voting results, that 3 members all voted who were there voted yes. It does not show abstain or nays. So can you justify why the records are only showing that 3 voted and they all voted yes? You were in the chamber, you did not abstain, you did not say nay. So what was the problem? Can you tell the House, the Senate?
Witness, proceed to respond. You have 5 minutes to do that.
Okay. Okay, responding to Honorable Ansike, there were no votes after the closure of the voting time as per the standing orders. Okay, let me respond to the question by Honorable Kola, asking me whether I'm comfortable working as a representative of the people. Yes, 100%. I personally, I will not have voted for the impeachment of governor because I wanted our people to get the services. In that county assembly, we have never had an opportunity to work for the people. Every other time, wrangles. Every other time, fights. So this is the time, and in fact, this is the time when the first quarter of the financial year, where we are rolling out works. And in my budget, I had allocated money to, when we were doing budget, for our people to get water, for our people to get services. Unfortunately, when impeachment comes like this, it affects and derails the functions of the governor. So I personally, as a representative, and I wanted to make it clear here in the floor of the House, that the powers we were given is to work for the people. And if at all there will be amendment to the Constitution, I would wish that the section of impeachment will be scrapped from the county assemblies, because it is becoming a blackmail of honorable members that if you are not going to give us this, we are going to impeach you. So I personally am so passionate with my work. I want the work to be done to our people. Honorable Veronica Maina explained so much about the video, which is going viral now, and I wish even we would have time, I know it will be shared. It's showing Honorable Edna, whom we signed the affidavit together, trying to get the answer from honorable member, because we knew that if they took the answer, they will manipulate and do their own things. So that's Honorable Edna, whom we signed the affidavit together. So we ended, in fact, some people were hospitalized, like Honorable Proka, after the commotion. My good senator asked me about how much was spent in procuring the system. In fact, that's the question we are asking. We have never had the opportunity to even question the operations of that county assembly. They procure things, they do things. We have asked, we have written submissions asking them to give us reports, not at all. So that's, in fact, that's the question we are asking. And Honorable Wambua asked me if I ever or never voted. As a staunch Catholic believer who don't speak lies, I never voted. I never voted. And Abbas, the question I had already answered, that we never believe in the system that was introduced before the floor of the House. And it was, of course, my democratic right to abstain, because I knew it will be captured in the abstained column. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So we're done with this witness? Yes, which was? Yes, Senator Crystal Asige.
Thank you. Chair, I'm rising and I appreciate the opportunity to do so because my question was not answered. And
Proceed
I want to can I
restate it?
Thank you very much. Sometimes I think I should speak a bit slower and a bit more dramatized so that I can be heard correctly. My question is as follows.
Honorable Crystal Asige.
Yes.
Whichever way you choose, as long as you remain within our standing orders.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the witness was as follows. It was a three-part question. A, since the 15th of the month where this sitting in question was held, have there been any other sittings in the County Assembly of Kericho? Part B, if yes, have there been any votes taken in the County Assembly of Kericho using this electronic voting system whereby members have used this electronic voting system? And part C was, if the answer to those questions are yes, then why have you trusted the system post the 15th of the month when you have said in your evidence, Speaker, that this system is manipulatable, it can be predetermined and preset? Why then, if yes, have you decided to use the system? Thank you.
Senator Hamida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Please give her the mic.
I was wondering, did you personally take a head count on the MCAs present? And if so, I realize that additionally standing orders provide that any errors that can be raised by any member, and upon verification, the Speaker can cause another vote to be taken. So my question is, did you take that route?
Senator Olekina? Or you had asked? Senator Seki Lenku, please take out Olekina's number from the dashboard.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Witness, Honorable MCA. After you have, the decision has been arrived to vote electronically. And there was a yes and no abstention electronically. Why did you decide to opt to vote physically by abstaining on your own choice, your own choice? Otherwise, it was not a choice that has been arrived in the assembly. Why did you opt to go that direction?
Senator Essie Okenyuri. The questions asked, and then he's going to answer all of them together so that we can save on time. Senator Essie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My clarification would be just to understand what the intention of the member of County Assembly was when he called the alleged drunk Adventist colleague. What was his intention in doing that? Did he have something he knew? Is he aware of the data protection we have in this country, Madam Speaker? Thank you.
Senator Lelegwe.
Honorable Kibet, you've just told the Senate that you've signed an affidavit as a group. But yesterday, when Martin took that stand, he said that he signed an affidavit individually and walked away. So, which is which? Secondly, what's your general view or the general conduct of the Kericho County Assembly Speaker, given your allegations that he has removed his Deputy Speaker of the Deputy Speaker of Kericho County Assembly and procedurally? Do you wish the Speaker to be brought and put on oath?
Senator Mwaruma Jones.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mheshimiwa, you recorded one of your colleagues. What I would want to know is if you sought his consent. Because then if you want to record somebody in an interview, then there must be an informed consent. Informed consent to mean that a written consent. Did you have that informed consent, and do you still wish, if that video or record or that audio recording is here and procedurally, do you still wish to use it as part of evidence, knowing that you had committed an illegality by recording somebody without consent? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Derito John.
Asante, Speaker. Ningependa kumuuliza mheshimiwa swali. Kwanza kabisa nataka kukuamini kwa sababu wewe ni Mkatoliki. Pili, kwa nini nyinyi na waheshimiwa 18 hamkupiga kura ya kukataa? Hatungekuwa tumefika hiki kiwango, kwa sababu wewe kama Mkatoliki unajua sheria ambazo zinatumika katika kanisa. Vile vile sheria ambazo na kanuni za kudumu za gatuzi la bunge lenu mngelifuata, hatungekuwa hapa, kwa sababu sasa wale 18 wangelipiga kura kusema la, hawaungi mkono huo mswada, hatungekuwa tumefika hapa. Lakini wewe sasa mnafanya hii kazi iwe ngumu, sisi kuja hapa kungamua nani hakupiga kura, nani alipiga kura. Nyinyi mngelifuata sheria, hatungelikuwa hapa. Kwa hivyo kwangu mimi ninakuamini ndio kama Mkatoliki, lakini kuangalia kwa macho naona kama kanisa kufuata taratibu za za kanisa unafuata vizuri wakati wa kupokea, wakati unafuata. Vile vile unapaswa kufuata sheria na taratibu za bunge wakati unapiga kura. Nashukuru.
Senator Beth, and we close this session with Senator Wakoli. Had you asked another question before? We will close the session with Senator Wakoli.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Actually, I had two questions, and partly they have been raised by some of my colleagues. However, I wanted to ask the witness, you indicated that when the Speaker called for the nays and the ayes, it indicated that the nays added. Did you raise any objection after that when he ruled that you are supposed to vote electronically? Secondly, it's about the 18 of you who did not vote. How would we get any record? Because you did not abstain, you did not vote no or yes. How would we have any record to know those if you did not vote and what you are saying is true? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Wakoli.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, na shahidi ambaye yuko kizimbani. Mheshimiwa Spika, nataraji unajua vita dhidi ya ufisadi umetia kasi sasa. Tukichunguza na tupate kwamba mlikula mlungula na kwamba umechukua nafasi ya popo ambaye si ndege si mnyama. Uko tayari kubeba msalaba wako, kwa sababu hatutaruhusu kumsulubisha Kristo na tumwache Barnaba. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Mudigi, what did you want to restate? Because you had already asked the question.
Bwana Spika, swali langu, Madam Speaker, swali langu alikuwa limejibiwa na ndio nataka nimuulize tena aweze kujibu na ndio ile inafaa kwa sababu ni swali la muhimu.
Can you please proceed to ask very briefly?
Bi Speaker, swali langu kwa mheshimiwa. Tumeona video ikizungumza pale na iliongewa kama hamjaenda kupiga kura. Tulikuwa nataka kujua wakati mlikuwa nazungumza, kwa sababu ule mzungumzaji alikuwa naongea mambo ya shilingi 200,000 na pia hapo akasema mambo ya kwenda Rwanda. Seneti hii inataka kujua mlikuwa naongea usiku ama mlikuwa naongea mchana, na pia wakati mlikuwa zungumza alikuwa naongea kama mlevi na wewe unasema ni Mkatholiki. Ulikuwa upande gani? Kwa sababu nyinyi mlikuwa anjuani, ni vile tu mlikunja mkatofautiana wakati wa siasa. Hiyo ndio swali langu, Bi Speaker.
Senator Murango, have you abandoned your question? It will be...
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Swali langu ni moja, kwa sababu tungetaka tujue, kwa sababu kama wewe ndio ulinakili mawasiliano ambayo yamechezwa katika bunge hili la Seneti, na kama wewe ndio ulinakili ile mawasiliano ambayo ulikuwa unapigiwa na mwenzako, ni vizuri pia kuelezea kama ni tabia yako kurekodi watu kila wakati unapigiwa simu, na kama sio, ni nini ilikufanya siku hiyo iwe tu ilikuwa siku speciali, ama ni sandifa gani ilikufanya siku hiyo ulipopigiwa simu na mwenzako uweze kunakili, ili tujue kama ulikuwa na mpango kabla ama ni banda ya gavana kung'atuliwa. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Witness, I will give you a chance, maybe 5 minutes to respond to all those queries because some have been repeated. So give direct answers so that we can move on after 5 minutes.
The question from Mwaruma, Senator Mwaruma. I personally sought, I never sought his consent because if I could have taken that chance or permission, he could not have given me the information he gave me, and that's why I could not be here today. So I never sought his permission or consent. But I've obtained certificate of electronic evidence that's in It's attached in Governor's volume, and page 261, 262. Kinyua, thank you so much for the trust you have in me, Senator Kinyua. Being a Catholic believer, we were allowed to vote. But just like I said before, we knew the mischief in that system. So we avoided, because as I had explained earlier, if I personally, I never voted, but still my vote is counted in the list of those people who voted. What could have happened if I could have pressed the button, whether to abstain, whether to vote no? It could have been a different story. And I could not have had the opportunity to explain myself to the public, to the senators, and to the people out there who are believing on our story. Honorable Pate, Senator Pate, Speaker never declared that nays or ayes have it. So, but as a proof, we have the affidavits, we have the videos, and we have the proof that even if we could be allowed to come to this floor of the House, the 18 of us, the 17 of us, because Edna, I don't know, she took her mother to hospital, so she is not around. But if 17 of us could be allowed to come here, so that what Honorable the Speaker, Madam Speaker, the other time, he did an 8 count. You can do still the 8 count here to confirm that we are 17 who never voted. That's a proof, and a live proof. Wafula, Honorable Wafula, talk about corruption and whether I know of the repercussions of corruption. Definitely, I would not have taken any bribe if I could have, if I'm a person of bribes or corruption, I could have accepted the offers of Honorable Rogoy. And for your information, for the last 1 year since the impeachment of the governor, I was removed from Chair Finance. I have no responsibilities, but I'm surviving with my own businesses, and I'm lucky that my wife is working here in Nairobi, so at least she can provide for the family. We were taken denied all those rights, so we don't get privilege allowance. So if I was to take the bribe, it was this time I could have alluded to the fact that Rogoy gave me the offers, and I could have got into the trap. So I don't take the bribe. Mundiki, you repeated your question. And in the clip, when it was being played, I said clearly that I'm in my house with my children. So past 9 p.m., I'm watching news with my children. I'm relaxing at home. So I don't know. He himself confirmed in the clip, in the recording, that he was drunk. I even didn't know that he was drunk, but he said. Murango James, Honorable Murango James, he asked me if it's an habit for me to record. No, not at all. It was just a suspicion. I predicted something because it was the mover of the motion, and I was on the other hand opposing the motion. So what are you discussing at that time? Just immediately after the motion. So I was suspecting something